Hey there, boys and girls, and welcome to episode 231 of Sonic Boom TV. This is a new record episode, new, some used, but mostly new records, new acquired records, I should say. Got these all within the last maybe 2 weeks. I was waiting on a couple to come today, and so they did come, and we will show you what I got. Most of it came from VC Vinyl off of Whatnot. Some of it came from VC Vinyl, was sold to someone else, and I bought them from someone else, which was Dead Broke Records. And then I got a few things from a antique store, I guess we'll call it. I don't know. It's a crazy place I go, and they tend to have records and most of them are trashed, but they had some good stuff in there this time. But I didn't buy everything because I was kind of short on money and not sure of what they were. So I'll tell you guys about that when I get to it. But let's start off what I got from VC Vinyl. I don't know if I remember the prices of everything, but we'll try our best to show you and tell you. I opened some of these and played them. Pretty good stuff. First up, we've got a band that I didn't know about until VC Vinyl got it, called Skeggs. This is called 50 Push-Ups for $1. This is an EP. It's got 5 songs on it, or 6 songs on it. It's -5, -4, -3, -2, -1, and 0 is what the track listing says. Pretty good stuff. It's kind of an it is an Australian band. Kind of a punk rock thing, in garage rock, punk rock kind of thing. They had another record by them, and it had 2 people making out like on the front. I don't know what the name of that one was, but it was when they first got them, and I wasn't aware of who they were. And I think that one was like $20. This one was 10. I think that was like $20, and I was like, oh, I'm wait on it. And then they only had a couple copies, and they sold them all. And I don't think the people that were buying it because they wanted it. I think they were buying it because the picture on the cover was just ridiculous. And so anyway, but I got this one for $10, and it was pretty good. I liked it, and so they have a show on, I think it's Tuesdays and Friday mornings. And there's a girl, her name is Lila, something like that. And she usually does dollar starts for everything, and it's mostly old records that they've had around that they just had so many and couldn't get rid of. She also has cassettes and CDs, and the CDs I find are stuff that they never got on vinyl. And so they had another Skeggs CD, and I won that one for $4. I haven't got it yet because I got that one Friday, but it's a different one. They never have had the album of that. So I mean the vinyl of that. So I'll have 2 things by them, an EP and an album. And I don't know how much they have, but pretty cool band. The inner sleeve, kind of nice. Crazy artwork. It says, "How do you drive this dumb thing?" And then the other guy is not doing anything, and the other one says, "It's easy." So I don't know what that's all about. Look at the other side. Kind of psychedelic looking stuff. And we've got this light blue color vinyl, kind of nice. It's got a little, I thought that was a hair on it when I got it, but it's just a black line, that little right there. These haven't been cleaned yet, but I did play it. So pretty nice, $10 on that one. And like I said, it was good. Only listened to it once, but once was good enough to get me to buy the other CD that I saw. This next one hasn't been opened yet because I just got it. I don't know if it was today or yesterday. This is a band that I just got 2 things on vinyl by. Have several CDs, not everything, but that is Silverstein. It's live at the El Mocambo, and there's a 10 in the middle. I don't know what the 10 means. Decade, it says. Silverstein Decade. So I guess 10 years. Silverstein Decade live at the Macambo LP and DVD. These, can't read that. These 4 nights performed live at the something Macambo Theater in the, man, I can't read this, it's so small, the hometown of the Toronto Cap something. I'm wasting time here. 10-year anniversary of the band's illustrious career, and it looks like it's been busted open a little bit, so I hope nothing's been taken. Oh, it's not busted open, it's just loose. So it is a gatefold, and it's limited edition colored double vinyl. DVD includes 2+ hours of concert footage highlighting the 4 nights, never before seen backstage material, all 10 music videos, including the video for American Dream, and also includes a fold-out show poster. So that might be interesting. So I like Silverstein. They're kind of an emo band. Definitely an emo band. Screamo maybe, something like that. But pretty cool. I have several other CDs, and never had this though. So this is pretty cool. This one was $20, and I had to wait on this one for a while to be able to throw that into the budget, because I try to buy the cheapest ones I can first, and then the more expensive ones usually don't sell out right away. Sometimes they go down in price. Man, this shrink wrap is terrible on this. It's all over the place. Usually the more expensive ones sit around a while, if they're main stock, not like the ones that are super like limited that they have like 10, 20 copies of and they sell out immediately. But some of these more expensive $20, $30 ones stick around. And I played the game right. So got the gatefold. There's a bunch of pictures. I don't know what they are. Oh, there's all kind of ring lights on that, huh? Live performance stuff. Some of these pictures would probably be pretty cool if they were bigger, but we'll get to that next. Some other side. Okay, so then we got. There's a download card in this as well. It's crazy that they gave me CDs and a download card, but I guess the album or the DVD. Well, no, the DVD is not going to be the full album. So let's look at what we got. Ooh, interesting color. So we've got a plain paper sleeve on this. Then we've got this crazy yellow, black, red splatter vinyl. And it's kind of a translucent yellow, sort of. Not really. Just kind of neat. So I wasn't expecting that. I thought one of them was a yellow record, but I didn't know it was splattered. And then, of course, just like I said, we've got the download card. I don't want to give you guys my number. But download card. We got the DVD. Then we've got the second one. Paper sleeve. Oh, same color vinyl. So, I don't know what sides they are. Is there an A, B, C on these? I don't see. Oh, and that's side A. That's side B. Let's make sure we got all 4 sides. Since I didn't notice it on the first one. D. C. Okay, so we're good. Very, very cool looking vinyl though. I'm digging it. And then lastly, the poster. Tour poster. Oh, it's double-sided too. We've got this side. See it? 10 years, 4 albums, 4 nights. 4 albums. I feel like I got more than that. Sorry, I got a crick in my neck thing going on. It's been going on for like a week. Can't access them right this second, but I thought they had more than 4. Maybe something's like a greatest hits or something. Matter of fact, I know one of them's greatest hits because you'll see that in a few minutes. And then we got the other side. Tells you the band members, past and the present, whenever this came out. But that's a neat little thing, like something like this. That's the kind of thing that I think a lot of albums should have in them, stuff like that, because I know it costs money, but the amount of money that they're charging for records these days, I bet you this thing cost $45 probably if you bought it in a store. I bought it on VC Vinyl, and that's a kind of a rare deal. But if you bought this in a store somewhere, I'm guaranteeing you paid a lot more than $20, and you deserve to get excuse me, get something else, extra. The next one I got from a different seller. I bought this one because I forgot they had it, and I have one of their other albums. This is like, I think, their latest or second to latest album. I know I have the last two albums, so this is either the latest or the second latest. But I didn't realize they had like 10 albums or 12 albums, something like that. It's a band called Dawes, and it's Adventures of Doom Scroller. The back cover is this little thing, and there's a little guy in there. That must be Doom Scroller. They're kind of like an indie rock kind of thing. I like the first album that I got, and I wanted to get this one, and I forgot about it, and I didn't see it for a while, and then it popped up, and I was like, oh, I gotta get it, and it was $10. So grabbed it. I don't know what color vinyl this is. Now I did see them selling this tonight for $5 starting, and I think people were getting it for $5. So it's also a gatefold, and I wonder if this is the story of who Doom Scroller is or something. I don't know. I think that's lyrics. I think that might be lyrics, guys. But I think they might have more than one color of this, because the guy asked me, I said, oh man, I just paid $10 for that, and it's $5 tonight. And he asked me, did I get the pink version? And I don't know what I got. We got a little. The band would like to thank Mezcal Books and Jeters, whatever that is. And we got this. This is a printed sleeve. It's kind of doesn't have a polyline or anything. It is black vinyl, so I got the black version. Plain old cover. I mean, center. I mean, it's a little, get the writing. But this will be another good one. Probably won't be like super amazing, awesome, hit loaded thing, but it'll be good. Then, well, actually, probably before I got that one, the same seller, I won one of the giveaways, and the giveaway was for Logic, Bobby Tarantino 3 or whatever that album is. The cover on that is kind of cool. It's got this like zombie looking guy coming out of the ground. There's a car like crashed behind him. And the cover does look cool, but it's I don't want to get a rap album, if I could help it. And I just kind of made a joke saying, "Oh, I just won the worst thing." And it was whatever. And the guy messaged me, because we're friends on Instagram. He messaged me and said, "I'm gonna give you something else." And I told him he didn't have to, because I was just joking. And he said, "No, I already did it." And I was like, "Okay," but he didn't tell me what it was. And today, when I got the record in mail, I thought it was gonna be something terrible, because there's another guy on there that we were joking about it that that I see on Whatnot all the time. We were joking that, oh yeah, he's gonna give us some spoken word one that was supposed to be like real terrible or something. And instead, I opened up the box today, and I got something that I really wanted. I was going to buy it next week when I got paid. It's one they've been selling, I think, for $20 or $25, something like that. It's a soundtrack to a movie that I absolutely love. I own it, but do I own it? Yeah, I own it. But it's one of those movies that, you always go back to every year or so, because of the theme of it. And I'm talking too long about something that hopefully you guys will enjoy, but The Nightmare Before Christmas. Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas. One of the best holiday movies. I don't know if it's a Christmas movie. I don't know if it's a Halloween movie. I don't know if it's both. But it's definitely a holiday sort of movie. And it's this is the Urban Outfitters exclusive 2 LP Bone and Aqua vinyl. Original motion picture soundtrack music and lyrics by Danny Elfman. Original score by Danny Elfman. This is like a $60 album. Before I open it, and I'm gonna open it because I definitely want to play it. I have the I have the MP3s for sure. I think I have the a CD that I found of this, but it may be the one where they did the with the all the rock bands did covers of these songs. I know I have that for sure on CD because I remember finding that at a thrift store. The back cover is cool. Always loved this movie. Thought it was great. Just awesome. And I really wanted this. And when I saw they had it, I was like, man, there's so many other things that I want to get that are cheaper that I got to get first. And it just came to the time where, okay, there's this and there's one or two other ones that are 20 or 25, and I want to get those, but I had to wait because you can't get them all at once. And well, opened my door and I got it for free. So thank you, Alex, if you're watching this. I know you're not, but if you're watching and you happen to see this, I'm grateful for this one, buddy. Love these songs. These songs are so fun. So, gonna open up another gatefold. We got some art. We got some still screens from the movie. We've got track listings, liner notes, featured singers. I didn't know Jack was done by Danny Elfman, though. I thought he just did the music, but that's pretty interesting. Catherine O'Hara is Sally. I don't know. Paul Rubens did Locke. Danny Elfman was Beryl. Ed Ivory Santa. Might as well read them all. The mayor was Glenn Shaddix. Oogie Boogie was Ken Page. We did Locke. So Shock was Catherine O'Hara. And then that's it. So the rest of them are just cast members and stuff like that. So that's interesting. Paper sleeves on both of these. Oh, that label looks nice. It's a silver and burgundy or maroon color label. We've got the bone white. So it's an off-white kind of thing. Color for that one. Oh, did I have the thing wrong? Oh, that's what it looks like. So that's a nice looking label there. I haven't never seen one with a metallic print on it. Center label. So interesting. And then I forgot what I said the other color was. Where did I put that? Label? Bone and aqua, so it's gonna be blue. Yep, it's a deep blue. Now, only little complaint I would have about that is that I would have probably preferred the blue one to be a more purpley color like the back. But as you can see, they're not that because the blue doesn't really fit anything as far as the colors go on the cover or the interior. So I don't know why they chose blue. The bone makes sense because, you know, Jack is a skeleton. He needs to be represented. But I don't know who's blue. Oh, you know who's blue? The girl. The girl. Sally. We don't have a good picture of her. Oh, we got a little something of her, but she's not really clear there. She's blue. So that makes sense then. Something just fell. I don't know what that was. Deal with it later. One other thing from these next ones come from Dead Broke Records. I showed this one last time. NATO Coles and the Blue Diamond Band, and it was missing some an interior notes thing. So he sent me actually a second download card, so I might have to share this with somebody, but I'll show it. That one's in color. The one I had before was in black and white. So I don't know what pressing I had because there's two pressings of this, and I think the little liner notes thing. I think there's one that's bigger, like a magazine size, and then the second. This must be from the second pressing, which is smaller, and it's just like a little booklet of. Oops, there goes the download card. But that one's in color too. I thought it was in black and white. So, but it's a little booklet with the lyrics and stuff, and some apparently some pictures. This was a really good album. It's definitely a little rock and roll kind of stuff. It's kind of looks like it should be punk rock, but I really don't think it is. I mean, it's just a good rock and roll band, and they're not heavy, they're not super fast or anything. Something you'd probably hear in a bar, a good bar, I would think. But I'm glad he was able to send me this, because it just, I wasn't complaining. I was just saying, oh man, it didn't have it, and I was just wondering. But he's cool. I support him all the time, so he helps me out sometimes. And I'll tell you how he helped me out on these next records. Now, these next two came from VC Vinyl. They said they were sold out on both of these. Now, that turned out to be kind of a lie, because they do that a lot. They'll say something sold out, and then all of a sudden they find some in the warehouse. Well, I bought both of these. Can't remember what the prices were. I know I bought 3 records, and I think the total was $60. So one of these, maybe both of these were $25 each, and the other was $10, or maybe one of these was $30 and one of them was $20. I don't remember. But I know they were a little bit cheaper on VC Vinyl. But since I thought they were sold out, and he's got to make profit too. He told me that these were less than what he would normally sell them for to someone else, but he hooked me up. So anyway, we'll just go with it. And first one is Taking Back Sunday. Tell all your friends, emo rock, emo punk, whatever. This is their debut album, seminal 2002 debut album, newly remastered, featuring a bunch of songs. Tell your friends is as close as it gets to modern masterpiece. It will never be duplicated. Alternative Press said that, so we're just going to show you that. I like this band. I have, like I said, the last time I got one of the other albums, vinyl. And then I have a couple other CDs, and I believe maybe I have one other record. I'm trying to think if I do or I don't. I'm not quite sure. Either have 2 or 3 records now, but really good band. And I don't have this one. I never had this one at all. So this is their debut, and of course it says it's great. So I'm hoping it's great. We've got cool photo. Taking Back Sunday, and it's just got the album code, whatever it is. My neck is killing me, guys. And then on the back side, we've got a bunch of little tiny head pictures, which seem to be just pieces of like a photo that they cut in half of each member, and they just posted in different places. This is lyrics and stuff. Very, very tiny, man. I'm gonna have to get one of those magnifying glasses. I don't have a problem seeing, but I think I'm getting problems reading. Small type, just terrible. We got a plain old paper sleeve. We got black vinyl, plain kind of center label. Although it doesn't bother me though, because it kind of works. The simplicity of it all, as they say, works. But that's front cover. Oops, sorry guys. Ring lights, ring lights, ring lights. What will we do without them? And back cover. I don't even know if I know any of these songs. I mean, I might. It's been a while since I listened to them. I listened to the other one that I got last week or the week before, but I only got to listen to it kind of. I was busy, like I was doing when I was working. I listened to a lot of stuff while I work, when I work from home, and I was having a lot of problems one day when I was listening to, so I wasn't paying attention to what I was listening to. I was doing my work, like a good little employee, right? Right. The next one, to fit the theme, is the other Silverstein that I have. It's called 18 Candles, The Early Years. I bought this on CD not long ago from a Goodwill, I think it was. Limited edition colored double vinyl Silverstein, 18 tracks, their first 2 EPs, and 6 bonus tracks. Includes digital download. How can I read that one so small, but I couldn't read the other one? Maybe it's just a font. But this cover looks to be like it's like it would be leather or something, but it's not. It says "Made in Canada" on the back, and you can hear a baby crying. That's a TV, because I usually turn the TV off when I do these videos. So we got that is probably one of those TLC shows. I know it's TLC because I was watching something on TLC earlier. It's one of those ones where the teenagers get pregnant or whatever, and they deal with their babies. That's what I watch around here. So whatever. This turned out to be a little. It's 126 minutes. I thought this was a really long episode so far. Still got a few more records to look at though. So we got the. Open it up. Get the old time library card looking thing right there. Check it out. It's May 30th, 2006. We got some photos over here. Silverstein in 2006. Or Silverstein. I believe it's Silverstein, but I think there is some controversy over how you say the name. Silverstein, Silverstein. I say Silverstein. Like Shel Silverstein, not like Frankenstein. But, you know, what are you going to do? Here's the download card. I don't really need the download card, I don't think, because I think this is the same stuff as the CD, but we'll hold on to that and find out. But it looks the same as the other, so it must be from the same record label. I didn't even bother to look at it. So we've got a liner notes with some lyrics and stuff. Is it lyrics? No, it is notes. It's not lyrics. Maybe it is lyrics. There's liner notes at the top explaining some stuff, and I think these are lyrics down here on this side. And then the other side, there's notes from the band members. There's each band member's got a little note. And then this is the guy's got a long note down here. And 18 Candles, The Early Years. I like Silverstein. There's another one I haven't listened to in a long time. The whole emo thing was... I don't want to say it was a phase, because I don't really have phases as far as my music goes. I do pick up on new things a lot of times and try to explore the genre, I guess. But for some reason, the emo stuff, I didn't get into all of it, and I didn't get into it a lot, so I kind of, when I see stuff, I pick it up, that I recognize the name of the band or whatever, but I never got super familiar with a lot of it, even though I own, some, like let's say the Silverstein and the Taking Back Sunday, I own a lot of their stuff, but I unless I'm listening to it, I'm not going to know it. I won't be just singing those songs, because I've never spent enough time with it. And the last thing I got from Dead Rope is the Leica's Orbit demos. Now, this is a cool picture on the back. Band rehearsal, maybe it might be a show. Who knows? But it's only 5 songs, one-sided. But this one was $10. And I really liked the album that I bought, and when I saw he had this, I was like, oh no, I got to get that. And so I waited till next week. This is a very matte finished kind of cover. I don't know if this one's got a liner notes. I don't think it has a download card though. But I did like their album a lot. This has basically just a sheet of paper with the lyrics. It's pretty good too. Not as good as the album, I don't think, but again, these are demos, so it is what it is. So we've got just like Absorbit. Doesn't say demos anywhere, but I think it's called Demos. Didn't even have the name on the spine. So, but I know it's Demos. It's on Stupid Bag Records, not Dead Broke, but I got it from Dead Broke. So we got that, and then the back is just plain, nothing there, except some fingerprints and some dust. Gotta clean these tomorrow. I got about 50 records to clean still, and then I'll have everything clean and on my shelves. Some of it's still got to be organized a little better, namely the stuff behind me on the lower shelves. There's some new stuff, not new stuff, but stuff that needs to be blended in, which it's probably gonna take me a little while to do. And then there's some other things at the bottom, like soundtracks and compilations and stuff that I just threw them in there. I didn't even bother to organize them. Those will be advertised at some point. Not a huge concern of that right now. So the next two records, moving right along, came from a new seller on Whatnot. Just happened to scroll across him one night. It was a little late for him to be starting a show, but he said he was in San Diego. This guy sent this stuff quick. He put it in the mail, and I think it got here 2 days. He must have did priority mail or something like that, because I know the first record was like $8 shipping, but the second one was free shipping. So anyway, he had a bunch of stuff, mostly punk rock stuff, but it was a little expensive, and he didn't do a lot. He only stayed on for maybe a half an hour to an hour or so. But I was like, man, this guy, he's got good stuff from what he's showing here. I just don't have the money for it tonight. And but he ran two things that were surprisingly low. First one, which I don't think is worth a lot, but the Weirdos. This is probably one of the first punk bands that I actually owned. I didn't know it was a punk band when I got it. This is called, by the way, we got the Neutron Bomb Weird World Volume 2, 1977 to 1989. I have the first one of these on a cassette. And I bought it because the name of the band was The Weirdos. And I got it in I think I got it at Camelot Music, which doesn't exist anymore. But I got that, and I got one of their other albums on a CD, and turned out they were like a punk band, and it was probably one of the most early punk bands I ever bought anything by, because I would have gotten that in the probably late 80s to early 90s. No, it had to be in the 90s. It had to be in the 90s because I was in college for sure. So it had to be in the 90s, and this goes to 89, so wouldn't have been in the 80s for the first one, because I believe the first one probably ends at 77 and went earlier than that. So, but anyway, I got it, and I thought they're kind of quirky and kind of weird and weird, weirdos, and so I thought it was funny. So this says special colored vinyl, and I didn't know what that meant, but we've got the back cover of the shrink wrap kind of tore. That looks like, I thought the thing was torn right there, but that is just on the whatever they're doing in this picture, which is bizarre. That white stuff, I don't know what's happening there. So, but that's, it was brand new. It was sealed when I got it. But let's pull it out. Oh, we've got a little photos, and I don't think there's any lyrics. Photos and just track information, liner notes kind of stuff. Some photos. And then the other side is like a little poster, kind of like the other one. This is on cheap paper, but still, this is something cool to have. We have Weirdos. We got the Neutron Bomb, and it's got, pictures of them looking all 80s punk rock style. Very cool, very cool. That one was $8. Nobody else bid. There wasn't hardly anybody in his room. I think he started it was like a Thursday, and it was late. And I told him, I said, you probably shouldn't do it on Thursdays. Thursday's a bad day for selling records, because it just is. Every time I go on there, it just seems like it. But we got clear. It's not clear because it's not translucent. It's clear, but it's not see-through. How about that? Except for the middle, sort of. But it's got this good label. Oh, wait a minute. That way. Way we're doing this. No, it's this way. This is way. And the other side is exactly the same, sort of. I listened to it. Very nice. This is a. Yeah, it's not crystal clear. It's whatever the other whatever the other name for that is. I hope I'm not getting sick because I keep coughing here. But I only got a couple more records to look at, and we'll breeze through them and get out of here. What do we got? 35 minutes still? We're good. We're good. I was thinking we're past an hour, man, by now. It feels like it. It's only 1:30 in the morning or something. 1:15, 1:12, something like that. 1:12. The next one is a band I never heard of. But he had it, and he had it for $5. The Truants. Every day of the week. This is a punk rock band. It's kind of a pop punk, sort of, but not really. More of like a street level kind of pop punk, if that makes any sense. There's probably a term for it that I just don't know. Some of the songs were kind of funny. This one, the shrink wrap was super tight on it. People always say, "Oh, that warps your records." I don't know that it warps your records. I can't imagine it could, but it warps the covers. I don't know if you can see how that's. Oh wait, you guys can. It's kind of going on that kind of angle. Maybe if I did it like that, yeah, you can see how it's. But the record itself was fine. So, and I always tell people that I don't believe it would warp a record because the record doesn't fit in here. It's super tight. Like on the inside, the record moves around freely inside of it, even though it's inside the printed inner sleeve, which has lyrics. If you haven't read the lyrics yet, we got photos, some liner notes, photos of the band. But black vinyl, cool label. But you know, the record's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. I don't know how old it is. I don't know how long it's been sitting around. It just says TKO Records round 16, so it must be their 16th release. But I don't know when this came out. But songs are like With the Dead, Mutant Outrage. That's the one I remember listening to, thinking it was kind of funny. No Control, Crack Your Shell, Take It for a Ride Every Day of the Week, Stationary Primary Schools, Manhattan Express, You, Outlaw, Red Dye, number 5. So I thought it was good. I've listened to this one actually 3 times. So I must have been extra good. But most of the others that were open already only listened to once so far. So that was it for the brand new stuff. I went over to the I don't know what it's called. It's a kind of a disaster area antique store, and they always have records in there, and they've got a lot of records in there, but they're trashed most of the time, and the prices are ridiculous. And they write the prices on the records, which I don't understand why anybody would do that. But they have no clue. They look them up, and they just put a price that doesn't make any sense. Like if it's like there's a Queen record in there, it's Queen the Game, which is one that I want. And the cover looks pretty nice. The record is probably the most warped, melted looking thing I've ever seen. It's like half the record looks good, and then it goes like that. I mean, it makes that sound too when you do it. But it's so warped, and I'm like, oh man! And they got like $20 written on the cover, and I was like, nah, ain't happening. So I went, and I was kind of in a rush. It was on my lunch break. I had a little extra time, but I still had to get out of there. So I looked through, and the lady, when I first said records, she said, get a stack of them, we'll give you a deal. And I was like, oh man, what's the deal gonna be? And she didn't tell me. So I went, and I'm looking around, and there's a lot of stuff that I would have wanted, but it was just so bad. Like the records were scratched up, or they were just so much of a ridiculous price. But I did come up with 3 at first, and then and one of them I thought, oh man, I've always wanted to hear the rest of this. And I did hear it now because I've listened to it once. But the first thing I saw, couldn't find a price on it anywhere. The Vapors, Nuclear Days. Now, this is new wave, kind of maybe early kind of punk kind of stuff. Definitely new wave though, and these guys look totally new wave on the back. I don't know if I know any of these people's names. No, I don't know these people. But this has Turning Japanese on it. Still got the original inner sleeve. That when I pulled the record out, I was expecting it to be scratched as could be. This record is clean. I mean, I haven't cleaned it yet, but I mean, I wiped it off with a a little spray bottle with distilled water and stuff, and I wiped that off. But it played perfect. There was no skips, no pops, no anything, and I was shocked because usually stuff when I get from there, I really got to clean it before it goes. I didn't show the guys in the back. They are definitely new wave haircuts. Party in the front, or business in the front, party in the back, whatever kind of stuff going on. But the Vapors is one hit wonder, but it was a hit that everybody knows. I mean, anybody that was alive in the '80s knows Turning Japanese. I don't think there was any other hits on this, but it was pretty decent. I mean, new wave kind of stuff. I think there was an News at 10. I think was a single. I don't know if it was a hit, but it was a single. So Vapors, excuse me. Cover's in pretty good shape. There's some like little not creases, but like indentions where people have piled stuff on, because everything in there is either piled up on top of each other or spread out all over the place, and that's why a lot of it gets really damages, because they don't know how to store it in there, and sometimes they've got really good stuff. They did have a World's Fair from 1984, New Orleans World's Fair record. I have no idea what's on it. It's a picture disc, and I put it back because it was a ridiculous price, but I might go back and get it one day if it's still there. This one I already have, but I couldn't remember that I had it. I remember I had something by him, but I didn't remember if it was this album or not. That is Lou Gramm, Ready or Not. Again, and that one has a sticker on it, so $3. Usually they write on it with a grease pencil or something. I don't think it's a marker, but it's definitely on there, and it's definitely black. So get the liner notes. This one may be better than the copy that I had before. Played perfectly. It's dusty, but it's super clean, and as far as no pops and everything, and it's just got static on it. That's why the dust is there, because I didn't clean this one off. This one looks so clean. I'm just gonna play it, see what happens, and I did. And all I did was wipe it off with a towel. I didn't even put any distilled water on it or anything, and so it regained the dust after I finished with it. I don't know if I should the back cover or not. But I have this record already, but this one is perfect. It's a flawless copy as far as playback goes. No noises, nothing. And it's all right. It's not a great album. This guy was in Foreigner, by the way. I believe he's the lead singer of Foreigner for the most part. But there's one song on here that was kind of a hit, and I can't remember which one it was. But decent album. I mean, it's not anything that you're gonna run out and get. That one was this one was $3. Forgot to say with the story about these things. When I got to the counter to get the discount, when I walked up there, I said, "This one doesn't have a price on it." And I gave it to the girl, and the lady, I don't know if I think her son owns the place, and she's always there. And I looked at her, and she goes, and she heard me say it didn't have a price, and she goes, "Oh, let me see it." I said, "Yeah, it doesn't have a price." I looked everywhere. I looked on the inside and everything. And I said, "Oh, it must be free." And she goes, "You know what? It is free." And I was like, "I'm just kidding. You don't have to do that." She's like, No, it's free. It's free." And so she said, so that one was free. This one was $3. And then here's one that the cover is beat up. Rick Springfield's Success Hasn't Spoiled Me. This one has also had a sticker on the back that's $5. Now, this one, the cover's split at the bottom. It has been wet, but the cover's still there. It's not, it didn't tear too much. On the back, it's got a little spot right there, little Rick, doing his thing with the guitar floating there. He did a couple albums that had pictures of dogs on the front. I think it's the same dog on the other one. His biggest album has this dog, I believe, just by himself. But this one has What Kind of Fool Am I and Don't Talk to Strangers were the big hits on this one. I think Calling All Girls might have been a single as well, but I don't know. So anyway, the interior also shows signs of being wet. This could have been some sort of, I don't know if it's mold, because it's nothing came off when I rubbed on it with a towel, paper towel or whatever. But it's something on there, something yuck on there. But again, the record, clean, no scratches, nothing, played silent. Couldn't believe that I got 3 records from this place with no problems as far as the record goes. Covers, maybe it's that. So she adds it up. So that would have been $8 for the 2 plus the free one, and she told me $7 and something with tax. So they must have charged me $6.50 or something for these, and charged me tax. I handed them the credit card, debit card to me, and they both looked at me and goes, "Oh no!" And I was like, "What?" And she's like, "Well, if you use a card, we got to charge at least $15." And I was like, "Oh no, I'll go get something else. I'll see if I can find some other stuff." And so there was a bin right there in the front. This is where the stuff was that I wanted to get, but it was stuff that was like unknown to me, and the price was a little high, because it was definitely some punk rock stuff. May have been good punk rock stuff. I don't know. There was some of them that the covers, it was all 7 inches, and they ranged from $5 to $25. Some of them had 2 in it, and there were a lot of bands I didn't really recognize the names. I feel like there might have been one that was The Damned, which was a good band, but I'm not sure. And I was just like, man, I don't want to risk this. I didn't really have a lot of money to risk anyway, but I didn't want to risk it because they were unknown bands, and I wasn't sure that the records were all the ones that were supposed to be with it, because a lot of them had a label that didn't have the name of the band or what the songs were, and they weren't all singles. Some of them were like 5 or 6 songs, but I just chose not to do it. But there was a lot of stuff in that bin that looked pretty good too, but I had several of them, and most of them were more than $5, and so I went. And the one thing that kind of stood out to me as being something that I'd probably listen to more than once, it was good old Ted Nugent, just Nugent. I listened to this one once. The back cover is kind of cool. This one says $10 on it, so now I got 4 records from them. This one's probably the best condition. It is a punch out thing right there, the whole little the little hole that they put in them. So it's not a promo, but it was a remainder kind of thing where they had to sell it for cheaper, in the cutout bins. Cool picture of old crazy Ted. I don't care about his politics one way or the other. But we got these guys now. I know some of them. We've got, their names on here. Oh, here on the back. We've got guitars, lead vocals, and 6-string bass is Ted Nugent. Drums and vocals, Carmine. I say a piece, but I think it's a peach or something. I don't know, something like that. Carmine. He's this way. He's that guy. I think, wasn't he in the Dawn of the Dead movie? I think so. He was one of the bad guys. Bass and vocals, Dave Kazwini. And then lead vocals, Derek St. Holmes. Now, Derek St. Holmes, I don't know which one of these guys he is. It's probably the pretty one right there. That guy. Looks like Kip Winger. But he's done other things. I just don't know what. I just know that name. So I listened to it. It's a rocking little album. You know, I'm not a huge Ted Nugent fan. Man, this thing is brand new. It's, you know, I don't know what the real value of it would be, but it's definitely worth it. So I got all 4 of these for, with tax, it was like $18.20 something. So basically, I got them all for less than $5 a piece, which was the goal, to get some records for, you know, pretty cheap. And they're all perfect condition. I mean, they just need to be cleaned properly, and then they're good to go. They won't have any dust on them or anything. But they played, every one of them played like no noise, no nothing. And you know, good finds there. It's a shame because a lot of times that place has good stuff sometimes, and it's just beat to hell. And I don't know if it's because that's how they get it, or if you know, because the way they just don't know how to handle it. You know, they don't know how to keep it nice. And everything in there is like that. They have comic books too. Oh, that's a disgrace because I'm a comic book collector as well, and not as much as I do records anymore. But they just have them everywhere. They're torn to bits, and they're all $4, I think, and they're not worth $4. You couldn't even get these things cleaned and pressed to make them look nice, I don't think. A lot of the ones they have, oops, a kick camera thing there. So anyway, we have almost reached an hour. Didn't want to go over an hour, so we're not going to. But I have a little crate, kind of like this, that's about a third of the way full of records that have been sitting here for weeks, maybe months now. That just random dollar bin stuff that's nothing to write home about. I just bought them for whatever reason, and I never talked about them. And so I'm going to do a video about that soon. I'm going to be off this week, so I might get a couple more videos done about some other stuff. Hopefully I might have this section cleared up. I still haven't got rid of that sofa that's sitting over there, but because I can't get it out the door. But really, I can get it out the door, I just don't know if I can get it down the stairs. And once I get it down the stairs, I don't know what I can do with it because I can't pick it up by myself. But we'll figure that out this week for sure. And I'll show you guys some more of my area. And then, who knows? I'm on another video that's supposed to come out on Monday with the Kansas connection on Off the Charts. On his show, we did a little trivia game. It went over. It was pretty fun to do. I won't tell you who won, but it was fun to do. It was harder than I thought it was going to be, and that was kind of cool. But it also made us look like, oh man, we don't know anything on some sections. But it was a fun show. I hope you guys will go over there and watch that. Like I said, Off the Charts. Just look that up. Off the Charts on YouTube, and you know, I think it's Monday morning. He said he's going to publish it, and you know, it'll be me, Dan from Canada, Steve, and Keith from New Zealand, and you know, it was fun, you know, and I had an answer at the end that I couldn't think of. It was fun. It was funny that the way it happened, and I think you guys will enjoy that part. But anyway, that's it for now. I got nothing coming. No, I have a Skeggs record. I mean, the Skeggs CD coming, and that's all I have coming in the mail anytime soon. There won't be anything else new this week, unless it's at the end of the next week. You know, but I have nothing. Even if I get something, then it won't be in for at least another week after that. So that's it for now. I'll talk to you guys later, and that's it. Bye.